Russian constructivism was a groundbreaking movement in art, design, and architecture that began in Russia in 1913. It really rose to prominence after the Russian Revolution of 1917 because the revolution was a time of great dissent and change, and it led to the dismantling of the Tsarist regime in favor of the Bolsheviks. And Russian constructivism was considered more of a philosophy than just a style and reflected a belief in art for social change rather than personal expression. The Russian constructivists were proponents of functional art and design rather than decorative expressive art, such as easel painting that was hung on walls. And this really echoed the revolutionary mood of the times, where the bourgeois culture was being replaced by the revolutionary proletariat movement. The tools and techniques of the more traditional figurative painting and art styles were replaced with constructed photo montages and strong typography. If you look at Russian constructivism design, you see it has minimal color palettes, often just red, black, and sometimes yellow. There's frequently a diagonal element, sometimes with circular or angled type and images. And the resulting work is pretty dramatic. It contains layered images, sometimes coupled with powerful type treatments. And the work was exciting and jolting and sometimes even shocking, which was in line with the goal then to change society. And you can see how this movement was a dramatic shift from previous, more conventional movements and philosophies of art. And although originally just intended for political messages, the constructivist style really seeped into product advertisements and posters of all kinds, as well as book covers and their interiors. Three of the most influential designers of the Russian constructivism period were Alexander Rodchenko, the Steinberg brothers, and to some extent El Lissitzky, a futurist who influenced the constructivism movement. Alexander Rodchenko was a designer, photographer, and painter and sculptor who is considered one of the founders of the Russian constructivism movement. And you will see a lot of his work if you start looking at this time period. And in March 1923, Rodchenko published an article in which he said, "There is now a new illustrative method, montage of printed and photographic materials focused on a certain subject, providing ample material of great demonstrative value and conviction. And it dispenses with the illustration by drawing." So you can see how he was kind of describing this movement and talking about how exciting it was. And so you can see that this is actually a contemporary design, and it was done to advertise. Let me get down to that section. It was done to advertise CBS Records, and it was Paula Scheer, and this is 1979. And this is a design done for MoMA. It's called Visual Voice, Masters of Poster Design. And you can see that it was done in 2009. And then lastly, you see this design was done by Shepard Fairey. And it was a concert poster for the Black Keys New York City tour, and it was done in 2012. So you can see that a lot of contemporary designers have used this Russian constructivism style in more modern work.